the St. Martin's Island, a tiny coral island in the Bay of Bengal, closer to Myanmar than mainland Bangladesh and long known for its beaches, coconuts and coral reefs. But in 2024, this postcard paradise has become the center of something far more serious, an emerging point of interest in the global balance of power. St. Martin's Island, or Narikel Jinjira or Daruchini Dweepa, as locals call it, lies at the southernmost edge of Bangladesh's territory. It's home to around 8,500 people, mostly fishermen. The island is a hub for fishing with numerous fish species and has a significant biodiversity. It also forms part of Bangladesh's exclusive economic zone, making it rich in potential oil and gas reserves. During the British rule, it was named after a colonial administrator, Mr. Martin. After independence, it remained with Bangladesh following the country's liberation in 1971. But now, its history or tourism that brings the island to global attention is how the island is strategically positioned on the map. St. Martin's Island is located dangerously close to one of the world's busiest maritime arteries, the Strait of Malacca. Roughly two-thirds of China's maritime trade flows through this strait, including most of its energy imports like oil and gas. That makes it one of the most important choke points in the world and one of China's biggest strategic vulnerabilities. It is often referred to as the Malacca Dilemma. Any disruption in this strait, whether by political instability, conflict, or even piracy, could paralyze Beijing's trade. This explains China's growing interest in alternative routes and strongholds across the Bay of Bengal and the Indian Ocean. But it's not just China. The United States and India are also closely watching this maritime corridor. The US, which already has military facilities in the Diego Garcia and the Yokosuka Islands, is rumored to be seeking a more proximate surveillance in the bay. For many, St. Martin's Island fits perfectly the need. According to former Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, a white man allegedly offered her a smooth re-election in 2024 in exchange for letting a foreign country, presumably the US, establishing an air base in this island. The US State Department has denied this, but the speculations persist. Meanwhile, China has been busy. It helped Bangladesh build its first submarine base, the BNS Sheikh Hasina, in 2023. It is also believed to maintain an intelligence facility on Myanmar's Coco Island, not far from the same maritime zone. In strategic terms, this part of the Bay of Bengal is becoming increasingly militarized. For Bangladesh, St. Martin's is more than a coral island. It's a potential listening post, a naval platform, and a geopolitical asset. In fact, beyond foreign interest, the island has been historically sensitive. Until 2012, Bangladeshi fishermen were regularly detained by the Myanmar Navy for allegedly crossing maritime boundaries. And more recently, Myanmar's rebel group, the Arakan Army, has reportedly laid claim on this island, which prompted Bangladesh to deploy naval warships, even though it denied these reports publicly. And if international interest was not enough, domestic politics has also flared up. Sheikh Hasina has accused the Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus and the interim government of trying to sell the country to the US. She even claimed, as per an audio reported in the media, that when America wanted the St. Martin's Island, her father did not agree. He had to give his life, and that was also her destiny as well, because she never had the thought of selling the country to stay in power. Regardless of the truth behind these allegations, what is undeniable is the growing chatter around this island in diplomatic, military, and academic circles. But amid all this strategic noise, one element often goes unheard: the island's ecological and scientific value as well. St. Martin's is home to marine sponges and microbes that produce a wide range of bioactive compounds, including anti-tumor, antiviral, and antibiotic agents. Some strains even show promise in preventing major fish-related diseases in aquaculture. The island is in essence a pharmaceutical goldmine and is waiting to be tapped, but at the risk of being degraded. Economically, this island is modest but vital. Its people rely heavily on fishing, tourism, and small-scale trade. Fishing remains the lifeline of the local economy, providing daily sustenance and modest incomes to hundreds of families. In recent decades, the island has also become one of Bangladesh's top tourist destinations, especially popular during the winters. Visitors are drawn to its white beaches, coral reefs, and fresh seafood. During peak season, thousands travel by passenger boat from Teknaf, the nearest point on Bangladesh's mainland. But this access is highly seasonal and weather dependent. The only way to reach the island is by sea and in monsoon months. Rough waters often isolate the community for days at a time. There's no airport or fixed bridge, making logistics, emergency services, and economic consistency a constant challenge for the residents. Despite these challenges, tourism brought in jobs from boat crews to hotel staff to beach vendors. But that fragile economy has also been thrown into turmoil. That risk is visible. Years of over-tourism, illegal construction, and unmanaged waste have left the island's economic system and the ecosystem in a fragile state. In early 2025 of this year, the Bangladeshi government imposed a 9-month ban on tourism, sparking widespread protests from locals who depend on it for their livelihoods. The situation reveals a difficult situation between strategic utility, scientific potential, and sustainable development. For the global powers eyeing the island, it's a question of access and advantage. For Bangladesh, it's a question of sovereignty and survival in a time when regional rivalries are intensifying and the Indo-Pacific becomes the new epicenter of global power politics. Whether or not a foreign base is ever built, St. Martin's Island will remain a node in the 21st century of maritime contest, a contest defined not just by geography but by ambition, anxiety, and influence. And for a small coral island, that's an enormous weight to carry. Thank you. You are watching the Asian Chronicles.